Would you like to master the power of influence so that you become unforgettable? People will never forget how you make them feel. They might forget the words that you use or the trainings that you teach, but they will never forget the way you make them feel. So I am on the heels of an amazing event. It was called Influence with the National Speaking Association. And I'm going back and diving into some of the keynote speakers and their body of work. And Renee Rodriguez had great impact on me. And if you haven't heard of him or studied with him, he has a book called Amplify. And I want to share with you a little download around how he talks about active listening. So he uses the love model. I'm going to give you the love model so that you can be more present and really have that impact that you want and that influence that you want as a leader, as a high level leader and CEO and visionary. So L, what does the L stand for? Well, the L stands for listening. And so when you're interacting with someone, be present with them. Do your best not to think about the next thing that you're going to say, but be present. And that requires listening. And then the O is to observe. What are you observing in this person? What is their body language like? What is their intonation? And if you were meeting somebody for the first time, or maybe you're just in a conversation, most people will say, okay, I'm listening. And they don't even observe. They hear something like someone says, oh yeah, I'm from Philly. And then you would just jump in of, oh, I'm from Philly too. And here's what I love about Philly. And I love their cheesesteaks. In fact, I was having this conversation with Joe Corsillo the other day on a podcast, and we made the cheesesteak connection. So L is to listen. O is to observe. V is to validate. So here's what many of you are doing wrong. You listen, you hear the connection, and then you start making it all about who? You. It's not about you. It's about being with somebody. And so most people skip, they go right from listening to responding verbally and then go off on a tangent that's all about them and their agenda. And they think they're connecting. But in reality, if they would just hold and pause and observe, and then so L, listen, O, observe, V is to validate. So validate them. Oh, you might say like, oh yeah, I'm from Philly. And then allow them to continue. And then it's not until the fourth step, the E, which is to expand. This is where someone's already connected with you. You have validated them, and then you can expand on an idea. For example, maybe someone says, oh yeah, I just got back from Hawaii. And you say, oh yeah, I love Hawaii. And you observe, and maybe they say something else, and you maybe ask them a question of like, well, what is your favorite beach in Hawaii? And you learn their favorite beach, and then you stream through that conversation, and maybe you expand like, oh yeah, I've been to Hawaii several times. I mean, me personally, I've gone diving with sharks. I've gone swimming with dolphins. I have been with the manta rays and swam with them. But if someone had just made a connection with Hawaii, and I went right into all about me and all about my experiences, it doesn't create deeper connection. So here's my challenge for you as leaders and visionaries is go through all the steps, all 4 steps. L is for what? Listen. O is for observe. V is for validate. And E is to expand. And I will tell you, if you follow this simple love method that is taught by Renee Rodriguez, you'd be amazed at how deeper your connections are and how your relationships can actually go somewhere. So I'm Dr. Kelly Shue, the Worth and Wealth Alchemist, here to serve you. And be sure to comment below how you might use the love method. Maybe you'll use it at the dinner table tonight, at the next networking function. But I want to know how you're using the love method. Signing off, and you can follow me on all social platforms at Dr. Kelly Shue. And I encourage you to practice presence and watch it transform into profits. Signing off.